Well, good morning, everybody. Greetings from the dank basement. I'm your Uncle Squinty Paul, and I have to tell you about a major snuff error, but something I discovered as a result. Last night, the last pinch of the night that I took was the Dalakia Taj. I love Dalakia Taj. It is unique among Indian snuffs. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I called it the erotic snuff. That's not too far a stretch. This is really a delight for the aroma feed. However, I went against my own advice and my own good practice because I was so exhausted last night. I got up from my computer, went up to my bathroom, used a little mouthwash, took a pee, washed my hands, and I flopped. I didn't blow the snuff out of my nose. So, fast forward to 7.5 hours later, I'm up, I'm out of bed, I am making my morning coffee, and as I walk away from the coffee maker, I say, the Taj still was persisting in my nose 7+ hours later. I could still smell this in my nose. Now that's some persistence. Just a reminder that if you take nasal snuff, guys, you have to watch out for a couple of health things. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be. I'm not giving medical advice. However, my own experience is that you really need to get rid of your snuff at the end of the day. Some people have reported getting migraine-like headaches from leaving snuff in their nose overnight. If nothing else, it's just kind of disgusting to wake up with dried, you'll pardon the expression, but dried snuff boogers in your nose. It's not pleasant. So nasal hygiene is really important, and I very strongly suggest that you get yourself a bottle of that nasal saline spray so that you can rinse out your nostrils at the end of a day of snuffing. The second thing I want to warn you about is nicotine poisoning or nicotine overdose. I was on the phone, or on Skype actually, with somebody yesterday, and I watched him get sick from nicotine because he was doing a lot of nic, but had an empty stomach and hadn't consumed enough water. And I watched him become nauseated. And I thought he was going to flop, frankly. We were very worried about him, those that were involved in the group chat on Skype. We're very concerned about him because we thought for sure at the very least he was going to throw up his breakfast, or lack thereof. And at the very worst, maybe even like have a heart attack. And he's a young guy, but from what I heard, he was white. He'd gone all pasty white and was shaking. And it's like, guys, look, if you're going to use a lot of nicotine, first of all, remember to hydrate. Take a lot of water. Never do high nicotine on an empty stomach, please. It can cause ulcers, I understand, if nothing else, and will make you sick. So please be careful with your nicotine consumption. Remember, this stuff in concentrated form is sold as pesticide. It's supposed to kill bugs. And so there is a risk, if you do too much nicotine. It's a vasoconstrictor, which means it shrinks your blood vessels, speeds up your heart. So be careful. And if you're going to use nicotine again, be sure you hydrate thoroughly. Be sure you have a little food in your belly before you start snuffing, vaping, or smoking your pipe, or using your snus. And again, before you go to bed at night, probably a pretty good idea for you to flush your nose out, or at the very least give it a good blow before you go to bed. You don't want to do what I did, even though this is a perfectly lovely snuff, to wake up 7 hours later with the scent still persisting in my nose. From the dank basement, just a tip for you on this Wednesday morning. What day is it? What the hell day is it? It's Tuesday. I'm your Uncle Squiddy. Thanks for watching.